Samsung is pulling the plug on the Galaxy Note 7 phone. The tech company has permanently stopped production of the device over problems that linger with its lithium-ion batteries. They overheat and so sometimes catch fire. Samsung initially had recalled the phone, but replacements had the very same problem. In fact, we have some video to show you. It originates from South Korea. It shows a Galaxy Note 7 apparently smoking, on fire, it would appear, at a fast food restaurant. One store employee, as you can see there, actually used her oven mittens to grab the device. That is not a good thing when one is trying to sell those devices to consumers. We want to discuss it all with CNET editor Dan Ackerman. Dan, we thank you for being here. It's an unprecedented move, but it certainly is meant to fix something of an unprecedented problem. What does it mean for Samsung's future?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a problem with a big flagship product like this before, where it comes out, it gets really great reviews initially, people love it, and then within weeks it melts down, it's replaced, that replacement melts down, and they just have to stop making it. At the very least, it's the end of this product. It may be the end of that whole Note line.
When you talk about, again, a flagship device that people did love, is it that which people love that is also essentially causing this? Causing these problems to occur? Is what consumers loved about it specific to the lithium-ion battery?
Well, we don't even know if that's for sure the exact cause of why these phones are burning up, because Samsung initially said it was a specific supplier of those batteries, so we're going to switch to somebody else, but then those phones continued to have problems. It could be a combination of hardware and software and design issues, but we ask people to do a lot with these phones. We ask them to stay on all day long, power high-resolution video, do all sorts of crazy things like fingerprint logins. You need a lot of power for that, and that means a big, powerful, potentially dangerous battery.
You mentioned a lot of people did enjoy them, and so if it's to be presumed, however, that Samsung is going to see those consumers defect, it would seem Apple would be one place where those consumers will go. Is there anything Samsung can do to really stem that tide?
You know, in the short term, I think people are going to choose other phones, whether it's an iPhone, maybe it's the new Google Pixel phones. It might be Samsung's other big line, the Galaxy S line, which is actually bigger than the Note line. But I'm not sure that they're going to keep a lot of those customers who are looking to replace that Note 7 with something else.
Dan, I also want to ask you about a Supreme Court case between these two companies in question, Samsung and Apple, which, if nothing else, does lend an optical backdrop to what we see playing out here. There are allegations with regard to patents. What's being argued and what, if anything, is really at stake here?
Yeah, these two companies have been in court together for years in various cases. Right now, they're going to the Supreme Court on a patent issue, the first time that's really happened in maybe 100 years, a patent case like this in front of the Supreme Court. And what they're arguing about is not whether or not Samsung infringed on Apple's patents. They were found to have done that. They're just arguing over the amount of money now. Basically, whether Samsung has to pay Apple based on the entire revenue of the product line of the infringing phones, which are all old models that are not even for sale anymore, or whether they can slice it down and say just the part of the revenue that comes from the design patents that they violated. It's a very obscure bit of law, but it means hundreds of millions of dollars one way or the other.
It's, you know, when obscure questions of law can still mean hundreds of millions of dollars one way or another. I suppose nothing else speaks to the companies in question. Dan Ackerman, as always, we appreciate it.
Thank you.